Ladies and gentlemen, let's Gaming Intercom video. We're going to be discussing the Xbox brand, at least according to Microsoft themselves. So you might be aware that the UBS Global Technology Conference has been doing its thing, and the CFO of Microsoft, Amy Hood, has been rather vocal about her thoughts and opinions regarding the Xbox brand. And in fact, I guess you could say the highlights of it would be that the Xbox brand is still incredibly powerful and gaming is fundamentally important to the company. I'm going to read out some of her comments. They're a little bit marketing-y, and she has been speaking in a live environment, so obviously it's a bit repetitive, but I'll get into it anyway. Xbox is financially relevant to Microsoft. People should not be confused about the journey of improvements we have made for the past 2 years for the Xbox business. She then goes into a whole spiel about the Windows 10 for both PC, the cell phones, and of course the Xbox One, now that the Xbox Experience update dropped. And then she says, I think about the importance of gaming. I would literally very specifically talk about the importance of gaming to us. We've seen the investments we've made, you've seen us talk about gaming and the importance across all form factors for us, be it the PC, phone or the console, and I think we've done a very good job about taking something that sort of sat outside the Windows ecosystem, she's obviously referring it to the Xbox One, and now making it part of that ecosystem so the gaming values accrues back to the ecosystem and the developers who work there. Very ecosystem-y. I would say that gaming is fundamentally important. The Xbox brand is still an incredibly powerful brand. Gaming PCs are amongst the most lucrative businesses to be in, and gaming as a category is quite profitable, and I feel good about how we've changed the landscape of what it looks like as a company. Now, it wasn't too long ago, if you've been following Microsoft news, that there were a slurry of rumours which actually worried some Xbox One fans that Microsoft may be considering spinning off the Xbox, division. It might no longer be part of Microsoft, but those rumours are pretty much past and in the forgotten areas of Microsoft's history. Now Microsoft are looking towards a unified future, and in fact, unified ecosystem, Windows 10. You pretty much won't hear any Microsoft interview without those phrases popping up at least once or twice. They seem to be like keywords that they keep putting out, and it's for a very good reason. Essentially, it's what Microsoft want now as a company. Now, it's kind of funny because the Xbox brand has certainly undergone quite a lot of changes. I'm sure many of you are aware, but I'll quickly go into it anyway. When the original Xbox was initially being conceived, it actually started out life as a whole bunch of laptops, and it was kind of like a pet project within Microsoft. And eventually, these four guys who are working with these laptops, they tore them apart, got something fundamentally working, and then they showed Bill Gates, and Bill was pretty impressed with it, and therefore that's how the Xbox started out. In fact, Bill wasn't even that confident in the product to begin with. Now, Windows 2000 was the base operating system of the Xbox, and it was quite a powerful device actually at the time. It used a 733 MHz 32-bit processor, 64 megabytes of RAM, 8 GB hard disk, a really powerful GPU actually. For the time, it was pretty much up there with the highest specification PC GPU you could get. If memory serves, it was pretty much the equivalent of the GeForce 3 Ti 500, which is very impressive. Very, very impressive. It was pretty much the highest spec GPU you could get at the time. And there was a reason that and that was one of the reasons that Microsoft were actually losing money every time that you bought an Xbox. The actual hardware cost was actually greater than what Microsoft were charging. But the Xbox went on leaps and bounds. We all know that Microsoft bought Bungie back in the day for 30 million. And that, of course, gave them Halo Combat Evolved, which originally was going to be for both the Mac and PC, and then transformed, of course, to an Xbox exclusive, eventually finding its way on the PC. And then with a 500 million marketing budget, Microsoft started to push and push and push the Xbox, and eventually we saw games like Halo 2, and Halo 2 absolutely smashed records, it really did. And now of course we've got the Xbox that we all know and we all love, and we all have at least played a couple of times. If you're a gamer, you know about the Xbox brand. But that's not necessarily the future that Microsoft are going to be leaving behind for the Xbox One. They do want it to be, yes, a good gaming machine, and yes, they do want it to have these, you know, excellent first-party titles, but they also have these visions of services and every other thing under the sun that Microsoft kind of envisaged for the system. Now, I've mentioned and I've been fairly vocal before that I would personally have liked for them to have made some changes to the Xbox, and it is fairly obvious to anyone who's been paying attention that the Kinect is kind of dying a death with the machine. It's not to say that there won't be support for the Kinect, but all you have to do is look at the holiday packages that Microsoft at the moment are marketing and pushing, not really so much with the Kinect. You can also tell it just from the fact that they even admitted that the usage was very low when it came to people navigating the dashboard using Kinect. There's a reason why they've removed some of that functionality. And now, of course, they've got that extra memory, those extra GPU or CPU cycles to put towards whatever the hell they're going to use it for. All of this has been slow, and it's like Microsoft is slowly distancing themselves, excuse me, I've got it out though, themselves from Kinect, and I do really wish that they've not made Kinect part and parcel of the Xbox One initially. But it is fair to say that the Xbox One, in my opinion, is actually a pretty damn good console at the moment, and it's going to be very curious, just like the PlayStation 5 or whatever they end up being called, what the next generation Xbox is going to be in terms of not necessarily the hardware, but in terms of the vision for it. Like, is it going to be virtual reality based? Is it going to be cloud based? Is it going to be based upon more of a, I guess you could say, an equivalent of being like a Steam machine? I mean, some would like an upgradable system. I don't really know if that would be the case, whether that would be really feasible or something that people would be interested in doing. But I think it's going to be a very, very curious situation, particularly because we keep hearing about these rumours that the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are not going to be lasting super duper long. There are some rumours, some reports that by the time 2017-ish hit, we could be well seeing the next generation consoles. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.